Doordash Dash and Share series episode. One day I'll get this down. Doordash populate. Oh no. Doordash Dash and Share series episode 2. Good enough. Welcome to episode 2 of Dash and Share series, where me and D-Bag Jr. basically we dabble into some of the best stories I've had in my dashing years. The first episode of this series I actually just finished recording, and when I finished recording I ended up getting this 14.6 mile country bagel order, which is what we are currently on the way to right now. So we're jumping right into an order here, and basically how this series is going to go is I'm going to be doing a order or maybe 2 orders, and I'm basically just going to be telling stories about my 5 years and over 3,000 deliveries, dashing experiences that I've had, whether it's great experiences, bad experiences, great orders, bad orders. The first episode we talked about great orders, so as you guys know anything about DoorDash, Antonio,
No good.
yes, no good. Sometimes there are no good offers. Yes, sometimes you can get blessed with an $82.50 shopping order that takes you an hour and a half and you average $55 an hour. But sometimes you get smacked with absolute dumpster fire garbage that Tony's shoe likes to rub across your nostrils until you absolutely throw up, hurl, and want to cry.
Let's eat. Oops.
So today we are going to be, unfortunately, not as fun as the first episode where we talked about the great orders, but I'm sure this part is much more fun for you guys.
Let's go.
So I probably have to dabble into one of the worst orders I've ever received, and unfortunately I had to do it because we were doing taking every DoorDash order. That would have been a huge misunderstanding if I went on with that. The first, I'd have to talk about taking every Uber Eats order for 10 hours straight. It's in the thumbnail of the video. Folks, I got an order that was $3 and some change for 14.7 miles. How is that even legal is my question. Now, who's the dumb jerk idiot that had to do it? This guy. He's got 2 thumbs. One is on the wheel, so he's not going to do both thumbs, but this guy. Yes, I am the jerk off that had to take this order. I put myself in that situation. Don't ever take this order. Don't ever take any of these orders that I'm probably going to talk about in today's video. But $3 and some change for 14.7 miles, and it took me 35 minutes. Guys, that is like not even a $7 an hour pace, which if you take the lowest federal minimum wage, any of the states in all of the United States, that is lower, not even including the 14.7 miles of gas I had to drive. Let's hope today is not the same with this order. It's 14.7 miles, but we're on earned by time, so it should be all right. But let's hope it's not the same as that, because Kung Fu Tea really Kung Fu kicked me right in the jaw and the junk with that order. Not great. So let's talk about one that I didn't really know I was getting myself into when I accepted it, which was basically this Tomato Shack pizza order, which on the surface, it didn't really seem too bad. It was about 4 miles for a Tomato Shack order. It didn't tell me the items or anything like that. It didn't even say it was a catering order. But basically, I went and took this order. At the time, I think I was a gold status dasher. If you want to see the full video on it, I think it's earned by time as a gold dasher. I have it. I'll link it as well. It's somewhere on this channel if you want to search it up. But yes, I take this order, and when I hit arrived at store, I see that this is 20 items. 20 items. And Tomato Shack is a place that is sandwiches, pizzas, stuff of that sort. So I basically get there, right? And it turns out to be like 14 pizzas, and the rest are giant sandwiches and salads. So it's about 3 bags plus, 14 boxes of pizzas. And I was on earned by time, thankfully. But I'm sitting here stacking these pizzas up, trying to get all of these pizzas to my car because it was in town, and basically in town parking is a nightmare. So I had to park pretty decently far, and I could only take a certain amount of pizzas at a time. I couldn't see over my head. I wasn't going to balance like this, walk blindly in the streets and get smacked by an 18-wheeler. So I had to cautiously drive and walk back and forth. I think it took me about 4 or 5 trips. The order was not ready when I got there. So overall, it took me about an hour and 15 minutes at this restaurant to stock this very small car, might I say. Look. Very small. I stocked this very small car with all of the pizzas. There's pizzas in the back. There's pizzas in the front. The trunk doesn't work. Still doesn't work. This was like a year and 3 months ago, and still no trunk. Sue me. I don't care. So I get to this place, right? And then here's the best part, right? I get to this place, and it is not just a doorstep. It's a business, and this business doesn't have any sort of, ramp. So I have to park basically in this parking spot, and then I have to walk these pizzas all around up to the lobby, up these giant staircases. I had to wait for security to sign me in. Then I had to put it down on the desk, go back. I did about 4 or 5 trips like that. Then I had to wait for the person to come down and sign it. I was waiting like 7 minutes for the person to come down and sign it. And the assistant comes down. This person doesn't even come down to sign it. They sign it, don't even look me in the eyes, don't even say thank you, anything like that. Give it away. And basically, after like an hour and a half of work, like I said, thankfully I was on earn by time, a big old goose egg. I bet you're wondering why it's 20 minutes later and I'm sweating. That's because I have an order. There's more pizzas back there. I have an order that is 22 items, and DoorDash has the audacity to say, let's add one on too. Let's add another customer onto it. So I have 22 items going to one customer, and then this right here going to another person. I am sweating. I had to go take like 4 trips through the 90-degree weather. Let's hope, let's pray for a big tip. Everyone comment down below your big tip prediction. I'm saying $20. All that for nothing. No tip.
You suck.
$300 worth of food and no tip. Doesn't matter. As long as my acceptance rate is still going up, that's all that counts. Ah! Yeah, that was probably still one of my worst orders I've ever done. I know you're probably thinking, why are you just sitting here? I'm like 6 minutes early to this restaurant, so it's okay, guys. It's okay. Country Bagel, I love you.
Stop it. Get some help.
Oy vey, let's hope this order doesn't end up on the next episode of this worst orders series, because it's only $14 worth of food, but we got a hike ahead of us, folks. Let's get to the next crappy order talk. Oh, well, I actually just did like a 10-minute talk of some orders, and I ended up, it just never recorded. The phone decided to turn off. I have the phone flipped so I can get the wide angle, and it just decided it wasn't gonna record any of that. So that's just grand. So as I was saying, what is worse than a no tipper? That was what I was saying. You don't know that I was saying that because we never got around to it in this video because it never recorded. But what is worse than a no tipper? This order right here. If you watched the live stream that happened about a month ago, you probably know what order I'm talking about. So we got a double stack, 12 miles going to Delaware. If you know anything about me, I don't live in Delaware. I live in Pennsylvania. So this order was taking me out of the state. And it was a Chipotle order, which was, whatever. We picked it up, dropped it off first. No problem. Crumble, by the way, picked up the Crumble order. That was the second part of the order. Crumble and I are officially donezo. We're not together anymore. We've split up. I took the dog, and now I live in the city, and Crumble can now live on its own and try to find someone new, because I'm not picking up their orders anymore. I feel like that got pretty dark. I should have taken that a different way, but we're going to keep it in there anyway. So I end up getting this order, right? And I dropped off the Chipotle. Like I said, I think it was a $2 tip. Big whoopty freaking do. Slap me on the face. I don't care. Not, it's better than nothing. So we go. it takes me to the outskirts of Wilmington, Delaware, and I would probably say that anyone that has been to Delaware before knows that this area is probably one of the worst, most dangerous parts of the city, let alone the whole state. And it decides to take me onto the outskirts of town, you know, boarded up windows, burnt down places, there's abandoned buildings left and right, half the houses are abandoned or just boarded up and people live in them. I'm not exactly sure. It was a very interesting area, a place you don't want to be at night. So obviously, when did I deliver this? At night, of course. Oh, yeah. And I get to the house, drop it off, you know, quick drop it off, quick run back to my house. And, you know, I see the orders dropped off. I'm about to hit confirm delivery. I look down, I'm like, let me take these off for a second. Take these off. Wipe them off real quick. Put them back on. 10-cent tip. A 10-cent tip. Dog, if you're gonna, I'd rather take a no tip. I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather take a no tip than a 10-cent tip. I feel like it's a slap in the face. Anything from 10 cents to 1 cent tip is like, yeah, I'm gonna tip you, but I really don't feel like you're really worth anything more than 10 cents. What do I know? But that is a big slap in the wrist, slap in the face, slap in the junk, whatever you want to say. Not ideal, not fun whatsoever. But we did it. We did it. And the best part about it all is it was a 22-minute drive back to my zone, and I didn't get a single, not one, not two, not three, but a big fat goose egg. It smelled like a frat house throughout the whole area I was driving in. But, yes, nonetheless, let's go on to another order. Most of these orders I feel like are probably going to come from the Taking Every Uber Eats series, because that was a stupid idea. Don't ever do that, guys. You know, you see an order like this for, I think it was Walmart. It was like $9 for 3 pickups, and you're wondering, you know, it was like 25 to 30 miles, something of that sort. I'll have it up on the screen so you can see exactly. And you're probably like, you know, what top clown is taking these offers, you know? All of that mileage for no payout. The estimated time was like 1 hour and 11 minutes or something like that. You're like, what clown is taking this? This clown. This clown is taking that.
If anybody would like to check in with me, I'm down bad. $9 for 25 miles, and it's gonna take 1 hour and 13 minutes to make $9. How is that legal? What the hell? What? 3 different orders, shall I say.
That's exactly who's taking it. This guy right here, your top clown, folks. Your honorary top clown. Voted top clown in all nations of the world. Just kidding, I'm sure there's probably worse, but I am your residential top clown. I won at the state level and the nation level as the top most clownist.
Get some help.
Don't take these orders, guys. Another one, you know, it took me like 1 hour and 10 minutes to make $9. I drove 25 miles to like 3 towns over. I didn't end up getting any sort of drive back, so I drove another like 10 to 15 miles back. So it ended up being like 40 miles of driving for $9, and it took me, you know, 1 hour and 45 minutes of my day. That's basically breaking even for that much time. Big old break even on that one, so don't do that. Another one, you know, you're probably thinking, oh, Popeye's order $6 for 18.6 miles. Who's taking that? This guy. You don't get a top clown at the nation level if you're not taking $6 for 18.6 miles. Oh my God. The only good thing, it was taking me relatively back to my area, but not really, because it was Uber Eats taking every single order. You're never going to stay in your area, so it really doesn't matter. So I get this order, right? $6 for 18.6 miles. And again, it was a hand it to me. I feel like every time it's a crappy order, it's a hand it to me. And I hand it over to the person, you know, no thank you, of course, no, nothing of that sort. Drop it off, and yeah, it took me like 40 minutes to make $6. That's like a $9 an hour pace. We're about 2 minutes away from the drop-off, so let's hope this order doesn't end up adding into this series of worst orders we've ever taken. But Uber Eats still takes the cake, absolutely. Has written its name on it, put a little figurine of itself on there, and says, hey, I deserve the cake for the worst orders ever taken.
What?
Another one I would like to discuss, can't believe I even forgot this. It was a China Palace order. Again, in the series of Taking Every Uber Eats series, if you notice a trend here, it's that. We got an $8 for 24.4 mile order or something like that. It took me like 45 minutes to make $8, but I drove 24.4 miles. Absolute clown work right there. Don't do anything like that. Let's drop this order off and continue on with some of the worst orders. But yeah, I have video evidence of all of these orders as well, so it makes it that much worse that you get to watch. You can watch it back too. You can watch all my pain. If you just watch that entire Taking Every Uber Eats series, you can pretty much witness pain for pretty much the entire video. Most of the videos are 20 minutes long. If you want to watch 20 minutes of someone suffering through pain and misery, you're a sick human being. Two, I try to make it a little entertaining, so it's really not that bad, but this is the place to be. Check out that series. Well, about $10, $9.92 for 14.6 miles is not the most ideal thing ever. It only took me 30 minutes, so I guess it could be worse. Probably like, I don't know, maybe $5 for 16 miles Walmart order, Walmart pickup. That was absolute bonkers wild garbage. That'll probably do it for, one of the worst. Whoa, speed bump city here. Jeez. Man, I went over that thing like 2 miles per hour and it sounded like my entire car just got flipped on its side and got punched in the gut. Some of the worst orders that you could possibly see is right there, as long as the experience as well. Another really garbage one that I probably want to talk about is an add-on that I got for Uber Eats that I didn't even know was possible, again, during the series. $1.50. $1.50 add-on to do a whole nother pickup to a whole nother drop-off was a whopping $1.50. What? How? I didn't even know that base pay was possibly to be that low, and of course this clown had to take it. $1.50. Antonio.
My God.
Antonio has been the star of this show, obviously, for obvious reasons, because this has been just an absolute crap show of garbage. But yes, those are some of the worst orders, as well as the experiences along with it. Not ideal. I don't ever suggest taking every single Uber Eats order. Don't ever do it. If you're going to take every DoorDash order to pump up your stats, use earn by time at least. Don't just take earn per offer orders that are like $2 for like 7 miles, because you're going to lose your brain. Your head's going to fall off and it's going to roll around and all of your marbles are going to be gone for the wrong reasons. If you want to lose your marbles, you want to lose them for good orders, not bad orders. So take that into account. Don't take every single Uber Eats order. Thank you for watching. Make sure to drop a like for the next episode in this series. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I don't know. So you got to stay tuned to see what we're going to talk about next in my 5 years of dashing and my over 3,000 deliveries. So make sure to drop a like, and thank you for tuning in to Dash and Share series episode. Peace out, everybody. D-Bag, take us away. You will never be like your father. Bah.